Indiana basketball finally wins their first game here at home since January 3rd, defeating Wisconsin 75-73 in a double overtime thriller. Zain, Pyarali, and Eddie Cotton here with you from the Hoosier Network. Eddie, Romeo Langford, time and time again, game winding down, has the ball in his hands, unable to make the shot. Tonight, he finally made the big shot.
And that comes from the fact that Indiana had multiple opportunities to win this game at the buzzer in one overtime, regulation, and this was the one chance where I think Romeo took advantage of his matchup and read the defensive scheme properly. He talked about in the press conference that all of the opportunities he's gotten, his shot against Iowa, his shot against Michigan State, has taught him how to read the defense in those late game situations. Here he read Khalil Iverson, who was giving him trouble all game, got to the basket, and he figured out, when I'm at the basket, no one can stop me. And that's what Romeo did.
So Romeo finally hits a big shot. Obviously a young kid, a freshman. There was a lot of freshmen who played a big role in this game, especially after Juwan Morgan fouled out, Justin Smith fouled out, Al Durham fouled out. But Romeo, Rob Finney, and even Race Thompson were all huge in this game, and especially down the stretch.
Yeah, you mentioned those names. I thought it was incredibly, almost meaningful to go to the press conference after the game and see three freshmen sitting there at the podium. Race Thompson came in, and he was absolutely pivotal in this game. His defensive ability, you could tell he's been practicing for 2 years with Juwan Morgan and Durant Davis, because he's not the biggest. He's 6'8". He's not massive down low in the post, but Ethan Happ, he was able to control him. He played remarkably well. Finney was strong, and I thought the rotation choices were interesting by Archie Miller. It seemed like he wanted his guys to learn a lesson because Devontae Green only played 10 minutes. Evan Fitzner played 1. He kept the youth in there for the entirety of that overtime, and it was incredible to watch.
They really turned in a lot of great performances, but the grit was there all night. There was multiple times where Indiana could have just mailed it in and said, we're done, but they hung around and they were able to fight it out.
Absolutely. You look at how Indiana started the first half. They're shooting threes. They're 6 for 14 from 3, which is absurd. That does not happen. That makes no sense. You come out in the second half, they stop shooting threes completely, and you ask why? Because they started feeding the post. They started looking for fouls. They were 1 for 2 from the free throw line in the first half. They were 15 for 25 in the second half because they were getting to the line, creating the issue, being physical, and the perfect image of that physicality is Juwan Morgan literally getting hit in the face and coming back 2 minutes later. They were physical, they were gritty, and this was the best energy they've had all season, and Archie said it was the 30 minutes of the best basketball they've played in Big Ten Conference play.
So Indiana pulls off the upset win here tonight against Wisconsin, 75-73. Up next, they take on the Michigan State Spartans right here on this court on Saturday.